Hi guys, Chris here. My video blog this week is all about feedback, and it was really prompted by a conversation I had with one of my clients back end of last week actually, and it was quite an interesting one because she had some feedback for something I was doing, and I know her quite well, we get on quite well, but even with that she was still quite kind of cautious to start with how she gave the feedback. So she was very much a, do you mind if I give you feedback about something, and was kind of testing to make sure. And it's one of those things where feedback from people is really, really valuable, but there's a number of factors which could be kind of take away from it. One could be the person who's giving the feedback might not be someone you rate, or might not be someone you actually accept feedback or advice from. And that's one kind of aspect, but the other aspect is really down to how you're feeling at the time, because feedback's one of those things where if you're on top of things and feeling good, a bit of constructive feedback can be really positive and can really help you. But if it's the same bit of feedback and you're having a shit day, you're feeling a bit bad, can actually be taken in a very different way by you. So it's something to be kind of very aware of, both when you're giving feedback but also when you're receiving feedback as well, because those factors do all play. And one of the things I was watching with the girls at the weekend, Strictly Come Dancing, it's one of their favourites, and I have to confess it's one of my guilty secrets. I do love watching Strictly Come Dancing, but the reason I'm telling you about that is one of the celeb dancers is a gymnast called Claudia Frangipani, I think it is, or Fragapani, and when she gets feedback from the judges, it's really interesting, because a lot of other people, when someone's nasty or criticises them, you can see them getting really upset, going, oh no, that's terrible. But actually, she just sits and goes, actually, yeah, nods her head. And you can see she's actually taking it on board, because whilst it might be nasty feedback, the judges aren't being nasty, they're being critical and actually giving a really useful point as to what to work on. And she said a number of times in what we've watched so far that I love the feedback. She's obviously in her Olympic kind of journey towards Olympics. She's taken lots of feedback, so is very used to it, so is happy to take it. But as a result, the changes she makes, she doesn't have to overcome all the kind of emotional baggage that went with the feedback before she then deals with the feedback. She just gets straight on with the feedback point, and that's really important to understand. So I'm kind of into bringing this all back in together. If you're giving feedback, ask yourself, am I someone who would actually, this person would take feedback from? That's important. But also have a measure of, how are they at the moment? Are they in a good space? Are they capable of dealing with this? And sometimes just asking, look, I've got some feedback on this, is now a good time to do it, might be the best way to do it. But also when you're receiving feedback, even if you feel like you're reacting to it and going, oh no, reacting in a negative way, go, okay, I'm just going to take that on board and go and think about it, chew it over, and I might come back to you, or I might just process it anyway. But try and make sure that you don't react to it emotionally. Try and kind of go away and consider it afterwards. And that will make a really big difference, because the only way we really change and improve is from feedback. If you look in from science sort of side of things, that you're always talking about feedback loops, and they help kind of govern or develop a system. So it's really important that we have the ability to both give and take feedback. So apologies, I've kind of danced around the subject there, but hopefully you got those sort of key elements there, that feedback is important, and how we both give and receive it is very important, and important to think about as well.